Hey, 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 hey. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the HOP3. Welcome. Welcome to the HOP3 Experience. I'm so glad to be back here once again, coming to you live on a Monday night. I am super excited to have you all join in. I'm super excited to have all the viewers here on today. I'm super excited because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for y'all, man, if it wasn't for y'all tuning in each and every Monday, I know the last 2 Mondays we have been absent, but it's been for a good reason and not bad. On today, I got a jam-packed show. I have a show that I know everybody is going to enjoy. I know everybody is going to love this experience on tonight. But I want to simply start off with a scripture reading on tonight. A scripture reading. And the scripture reading on tonight, it'll be 1 Corinthians 7:17 through 24. 1 Corinthians 7:17 through 24. And I want to simply start off with this scripture on tonight for a reason and for a purpose. It says, only as the Lord have disturbed, eat to each man as God hath called each, so let him walk and so ordain in all the churches. Was any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Have any been called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of God. Let each man abide in that calling where he was called. Was there called being a bondservant? Care not for it. Nay, even if thou cannot become free, use it rather, for he that was called in the Lord, being a bondservant, is the Lord's freedom. Likewise, he that was called being free is Christ's bondservant. Ye were bought with a price, become not bondservants of men. Brethren, let each man wherein he was called thereon abide with God. Amen, 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 and amen. That is the reading of the word. That is the reading of the word. And for today's message and for today's inspirational word, which is coming from 1 Corinthians 7:17 through 24, I want to say change is how you see instead of what you see. Change is how you see instead of what you see. In a world full of Photoshop and instant gratification, it's easy to buy the lie that if we don't like something, we can and should change it. If we don't like our physical appearance, there's a surgery to fix it. If we don't like our relationship status, there's a dating service to change it. If we don't like our circumstances, we can buy, charm, run, and fight our way out of it. But what if the circumstances we're in are exactly where God actually wants us to be? So on today or tonight, I just wanted to kind of explain to you that change is how you see it instead of what you see. Well, you're probably saying, well, Pastor, what do you mean by change is what you see instead of how you see it or how it perceives to be? There's a lot of times we could change the way we act, we could change the way we do things in life, but at the end of the day, how do you know that's not really how God wanted you to be? See, a lot of times we try to change things in our life for the simple reason that we don't like it. But sometimes we have to sit back and look and figure out, is this what God really want us to do? Is this how God really want us to be? You have to sit back and you have to ask God. I've been challenged this month and throughout the pandemic, figuring out certain scenarios and situations. I've been battling certain things in my life, and I had to take a step back and say, you know what? Is this where God really wants me to be? So when I asked myself that and I looked and sought after God and said, God, I need you to help me. I need you to help me figure out what it is you want me to do and how you want me to be. Because like I said, in the world of instant gratification, in a world with Photoshop, and in a world where we could just change things at the snap of our finger, we will tend to do that because that's the easy way out. Sometimes we have to pick that hard road because that hard road is actually the right road. So stop looking for the easy way out and start looking for the way God wants you to get out of that situation. I tell my church all the time, I stopped praying a long time ago. My prayer used to be, God, fix this situation. God, get me out of this situation. God, I just need you to change the way I think, the way I move, and the way I act. But God simply reminded me, he said, listen, what I need you to understand is that where you at in life right now is exactly where I want you. So stop praying to get out of your situation and start praying that I get in your situation. Because I know, and I'm not going to preach to y'all all night because we have a show, but I need you to understand, as long as you put God in your life and insert God into your situation, God could change everything you have going on in your life. So you need to ask God for change and ask God to get in this situation with you and walk with you, just like the boys in the fiery furnace. They was in the fiery furnace, but then God was in there with them. So as long as God was in there with them, they did not burn. And the word says when they came out, they didn't even smell like smoke. There was no evidence they was even close to a fire, much less in a fire. So somebody may be in a fire on tonight. Somebody may be in a situation where it looks like a dead end. Somebody may be in a situation where they're saying, God, I don't know what else to do. My back is against the wall. Behind me, I have Pharaoh's army. In front of me, I have the Red Sea. So I can't get across this sea and I can't turn around and retreat. But God, I need you to try to help me. And I need you to try to fix this situation quick, fast, and in a hurry. And sometimes the only thing you could do is say, God, get in this situation with me and lead, God, and direct me. So I don't know who that message is for, but it's for somebody that tuned in on tonight, because you may be battling a situation. You may be going through hard times. You may have an issue or a problem right in front of you. Change your prayer up tonight and say, God, don't get me out of this situation, but get in it with me and help me find the resolution to what I'm going through. So I hope that was a blessing to you, just like it was a blessing to me. So God bless you and stay tuned in, because here we go with the rest of the show. So, right, real quick and fast and in a hurry, let me get all this stuff out the way. I want to thank each and every one of my viewers. We used to be on Facebook all the time, but now we have switched to go primarily to YouTube. Facebook will still be used, but mainly just for advertising purposes. But for the most part, we'll strictly be on YouTube, because we've learned that we have to focus in one direction. Just like our lives, we have to stay focused and we have to go in one direction to get to where God is trying to take us. So the vessel that we're going to use to get us to where God is taking us in this season is YouTube. The other ones, hey, they're just there to help us paddle the boat along. But YouTube is going to be our main vessel to get us to where we're going. And thank you again for tuning in to the HOP3 Experience. For all the new viewers that are tuning in for the first time tonight, I just want to let you know that the HOP3 Experience is a podcast that's insightful, relevant conversation between myself and guests, shedding light on important social topics, culture, politics, family, and much more. And remember, there is no judgment, and we just hop to the truth with everything that we do. Shout out to King's Broadcasting Company, which we're brought to you by, and they sponsor us. King Broadcasting Company is a company that could take care of all of your broadcasting needs. I know there's a lot of people that have come up and say, hey, I enjoy watching your podcast. How do you do it? What do you do? What platforms are you using? Well, I tell you what you can do. Hey, go to www.kingsbroadcastingstudios.com and look them up. And I might have got that web address a little bit wrong. Just Google King's Broadcasting and find them on the web. And I guarantee you, tell them I sent you. Say HOP3 sent me here, and they might give you a special deal. Maybe, maybe not. Just joking with you. But they will take care of you, because they love taking care of people and they love doing the right thing. So not only we brought to you by King's Broadcasting, make sure you continue to check out The Petty Show, The Petty Man Show. Make sure you check out 808 on the Beat. Make sure you check out the No Name Podcast. They have a whole slew of shows that are on there. Also, I want to remind each and every one of you to please, by all means, tune in to Pulse 880. Pulse 880, the radio station. Pulse 880, we're coming to you live from Pulse 880 radio station. I'm still the station manager as of right now, until they fire me. I know on tonight, I probably didn't hit the link to go live on there, but I know the boys in the studio have my back. They got my back in the studio, so I know they got us live on the radio station on tonight. So Pulse 880, make sure you tune into Pulse 880 the radio. Also, if you have a smart TV, if you have a Roku, if you have a Fire Stick, Apple TV, any of those things, download the Boxcast app. Boxcast. Matter of fact, I'm watching myself right now on Boxcast on my TV. So you don't necessarily need, to be online on Facebook and all those things. You can simply go to Boxcast and you can watch this show live on the Boxcast app, right along with all the other episodes and shows that King Broadcasting air throughout the week, and it's live. So we're also on Spotify, Boxcast. You can find us on YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, all of those platforms. We are there and we're live each and every Monday. Or if you miss a show, just know you can always go back and watch the show. So get us on your smart TV. So check this out, check this out, check this out. Going right along with the show. Hey, again, I'd like to thank you. And I have, really, she's not a guest on tonight, but I have a special person that's in the studio on tonight. Um, she came on and she wanted to be a part. And you know me, I'm all about family. I'm all about making everyone a part of something. And she's always a part of something when I do something. So I want to welcome my wife. Y'all give her a shout out real quick. Say what's up, baby.
Hey, everyone. Hey.
So
good evening.
So anyway, what I wanted to let you know, she is here and she is in the studio. And so, last time she's here in the studio, what were we talking about?
Relationships.
Yeah, relationships. So last time she was here, we were talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And how to deal with relationships. Because a lot of people tend to come to us a lot for relationship advice. So we was giving a little bit of relationship advice. So, on today, we want to change it up and switch it up a little bit. And today we're going to share the platform and share the microphone. And today we're going to talk about coping with the pandemic. But before we even get started, babe, with coping with the pandemic, what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is election day.
Election day.
Yeah.
I hope y'all super excited about election day.
Yeah.
Hey, because even, with tomorrow being the election day, I want to make sure that each and every one of you get out there and vote. I don't care personally who you vote for, because really, honestly, that's your business. I told you, we're the HOP3 Experience and we hop to the truth. So with that being said, I want to make sure that you get out and vote your truth, because everybody's truth may not be your truth. Right. So I want to let you know that you have to vote your truth, whatever your truth is. If your truth is Joe Biden, then by all means, vote for Joe Biden. If your truth is Donald J. Trump, then vote for Donald J. Trump. But what I am asking you to do is vote. I think voting is very important. Yeah. Very important. And one of the reasons, I guess I'm going to turn around here a little bit so I kind of look at you. Usually, we have Justin. Shout out to Jay Fraze. Justin Fraze, he's not here tonight. Hey, what up? What up, big cuz, little cuz, little cuz. He not big cuz, he little cuz. But shout out to you, Jay Fraze. One of the things I like to talk about when we're talking about voting with the people and let them understand is that voting, that's where change actually starts.
Right.
And what's a misconception with me is that a lot of times when we go and we tend to vote, we want to vote just during the presidential election, but we don't want to vote when you're voting for your local mayor, your local DA, your local judges and things of that nature. And I believe those elections are just as important as the presidential election.
Right.
And the reason why I think it's important is because if you're tired of, getting pulled over and getting citations, or you're tired of going to court and you feeling like the judge is not fair, he's throwing the book at you for not walking in a crosswalk, then I think you probably need to vote for a new judge in your community. But we always tend to complain instead of striving for change. But change actually happens at the voting poll. I had the opportunities last couple of nights. We've been up late watching CNN, and we even watch Fox News. I'm not biased, so I watch all the news outlets. And I was seeing, and I believe today in the state of Georgia, baby, it was 5.1 million people in the state of Georgia has already voted.
That's awesome.
That's very awesome. Considering, I want to say, back in 2016, only 4 million people voted. So that's telling me that more people has voted early than people voted at all in 2016. So everybody's complaining about our current president, but one thing we can say, our current president has forced us to get out there and vote, and it's proven by the numbers. So we all want to get out there and we all want to see change. So I'm highly recommending that you actually get out there and you vote this year in the elections, in the 2020 elections. Go out there and vote. If you haven't already voted, go to the polls tomorrow and vote, because that's your right. Hey, especially if you're African American, fought hard for those rights. So go exercise those rights and get out there and vote. So I'm praying that you're already registered, and I'm praying that you either already voted or you have plans to make sure you hit those polls tomorrow. What else been going on in life before we get into this pandemic? What else been going on in the world? Let's see. I guess nothing that's very important besides the current topic that's coming out. Hey, y'all, so I want to give a shout out to all my church members that are tuned in. New Life Begin Ministries. Hey, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. And shout out to all my family and friends that are tuned in, and all the visitors. Let me see, since we're trying something new today, I'm going to kind of see how to work this thing. YouTube. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. Just give me a moment. We're gonna go to YouTube real quick to see if I can pull up all the names and see if I can see everybody that is logged in and that is there. How about that? Let's see. What kind of advice you got for the people, baby? What you got while we sit here and look for this YouTube thing? This actually is gonna be her job now. Her job is now supposed to look over the social media stuff and making sure that the social media and giving shots out. So just how they're gonna fire me from the radio station, y'all, she might get fired from the show.
I can never do that.
Do what?
Get fired.
What you mean, man? Please. You don't think you ever get fired? Oh man. All right. Well, we shall see. We shall see.
But while he's looking that up, though, make sure you do go out and vote. Make sure that you take a friend with you, someone that you don't know that haven't went out there and voted. Make sure everyone gets to the poll. If someone needs a ride, just be nice tomorrow and give them a ride to the polls. Just make sure that your vote is counted.
Yeah, they definitely need to make sure that vote is counted. Let's see. Let's get that.
Let's see who's all on YouTube.
We're about to see right now. Let's see. We're live right here. Is there? Okay, how about that? Let's see. There we go. All right. Here we go. We got Tessa. Hey Tessa, how you doing?
Tessa.
We got J Rail. Okay. He stoked people's anger to become more involved with politics. Hey, J Rail ATL. Say we stoked. Oh, you talking about President Trump? Okay. So far in the chat room, we got Tessa Plucker and then we got J Rail. I really appreciate y'all tuning in.
Make sure to tell a friend to join us on YouTube.
And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscription button down there. Because I see 2 people in the chat room, but I see a whole bunch of people that's actually logged in and streaming, that is watching the show live. All right, so since we got everybody that's on the line right now, so check it out. So we're gonna take a moment and we're gonna talk about this coping with the pandemic. I know during these times, I know for you, babe, it's been kind of hard in 2020. I know for you that you lost 3 out of your 4 grandparents during this little bit of time. And I know that's extremely hard. And I know that dealing with that can be difficult, especially, with closure.
Right.
And I think a lot of people that is tuned in, may have lost a loved one, but you may not have got that closure simply because there's no funerals. Or if it's a funeral, it's not the traditional funeral. It may be a graveside funeral, or it may be, a funeral where it's limited people allowed into the sanctuary. So we just wanted to take the time out today just to kind of, sit there and talk about how to cope during this pandemic, not with just losses, but being stuck up in the house, teleworking. Not only that, the kids right now, they're going to work, they're doing their schoolwork virtually. So what are some things that we can do, baby? Or have you done? How have you dealt with? Can we start with the loved ones if you don't mind?
Yeah,
If
that's
that's
fine.
okay with you. You
That's fine.
lost 3 out of the 4, so
Yeah, it's actually 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She's
But
luck. She's a lucky one.
yeah, I tell people all the time. I went from being able to brag about having all my grandparents until this year, starting in February. Was it March? I'm sorry, March. Where I lost my grandfather, and then a month and a half later, I lost my grandmother, and then come September, I just lost my grandfather on my father's side. So it was like in between. Then also I've lost um some more relatives, um, but it's like I kind of question God, even though we're not supposed to question Him, but we're still human, and so I kind of question God. I kind of lost faith. I didn't even want to pray um, for a while, because it was like, God, you taking all my loved ones from me. I went from having my grandparents, being able to talk to my grandmother every morning, to not being able to talk to them. I had people telling me, "Oh, it's gonna be all right. She's gonna pull it through. She's gonna pull it through." And it's like, my grandmother's not here, my grandfather's not here, and so I had to learn that, um, even though I did question God and I was losing faith, I still had to be strong for my family, and my kids, and of course my husband. So I kind of, I'm still coping with it. It's still hard. I have my days where I at night I'll just cry. I cry myself to sleep. I have days where, even like now, we were laughing about it the other day because I want to put my Christmas tree up so early. Because I was kind of depressed the other day, and I was like, man, the holidays is just not the same. Because I'm not gonna have my family here. And I know a lot of close people who have lost loved ones. I've been through, and even dealing with the funerals, it's kind of crazy because um we still haven't had the funeral for my grandmother, due to it was right in the middle of the pandemic. So we wound up having to cremate her. My grandfather, I just went to his funeral 2 weeks ago, and I was like, is this the new norm? Before we went into the funeral, we had to get a wristband. You had to write your name down on a paper with your name and address and phone number, and then you had to get checked before you went into the door. And once you went into the funeral, you couldn't come back out. If you came back out, you couldn't go back in. It just, I'm like, okay, is this the new norm? So it just, I would say, taking it one day at a time.
Taking it one day at a time. Um, exactly. Real quick before I keep going, I want to give a shout out to Derek Bell, aka the Watchman. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Give a shout out to Hood. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Hey, and a shout out to Silky Smooth. I see she has followed us from Facebook all the way to YouTube. She is
Hey.
faithfully watching this show. How are you doing on this evening? Thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. If you have tuned in and watched and you're trying to get into the chat room, I know this may be new for some of you. You cannot leave a comment unless you log in. So make sure you sign in to YouTube. Then once you sign into YouTube, you're able to sign in into the chat room and chat with us. I see my brother Jay Frage has just
Hey.
came in. Justin, what's up, fam? What's up? You're not here tonight, bro. But hey, we miss you, man. Keep it going, keep it going. Hey, so check this out, babe. So I understand that you lost all of your loved ones and stuff, and it was kind of you saying the new norm. For a while I hated that term. Everybody was saying this is the new norm, this is the new norm. I don't really look at it as the new norm. I look at we're right where God wants us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're right where God intend to have us at during this season in our lives. Um, it's difficult a lot of times to cope and deal with a loved one, especially when you don't have time to grieve, and especially when you don't have time to say your final or your last goodbye, because before the pandemic, if you had a loved one that was terminally ill, you had the opportunity to go into the hospital room, hug them, kiss them, hold their hands. You had the opportunity to see them. Even now, if someone passed, like Granny E, which is her grandmother, I was very close to her myself. It was one of those things where, you know, I didn't have that opportunity to go up and squeeze her hand and say, "Hey, Granny, we love you. We're gonna miss you," and things of that nature. And it's almost like, I know you're dealing with. It's almost like it's not real because you still haven't had that closure. So for people that are out there and they're trying to look for that closure, one of the things that I would say is talk about it. A lot of times we don't want to talk about things in our lives. And the reason why we don't want to talk about things in our lives is because, one, you may be embarrassed to talk about it, or two, you're just bottling it up on the inside because you feel like can't no one help you with your situation. But one of the things we have to do is to be able to talk about it, um, and everything. So make sure you talk about it. That's the first thing I would say do. Um, this pandemic has affected a lot of people, um, and it has affected how we live life today.
Right.
Even when we look at today, how we do things, I was telling someone the other day, me personally, I don't think we're ever going to get back to being the way it used to be. How we were today, a year from today, we'll never go back to being that way in this world. I don't believe, me personally, I don't believe, some of the things that are taking place, some of the safeguards that restaurants are doing, safeguards that gas stations are doing, and stuff like that, as far as putting up plexiglass and things of that nature. I don't believe that's gonna ever go away. I think it's gonna forever be there. Um, One of the things, I want to ask you, how have you been affected by the pandemic
Um,
besides losing a loved one?
Besides losing a loved one, I've been affected. Well, actually, not as far as getting out, because with my job that I had, I still had to get out every day and go to work. Um, but I think it was more of I'm affected with the kids, because it's getting the kids together. They not being able to go out as they used to. So it's like um, having to just rearrange things, in the
Gotcha.
household and everything with them, and just do things different,
Do things
because
different.
I'm very overprotective.
Oh Lord, here she go, overprotected. Oh, here we go again, y'all. Folks that know us, here go the big bad wolf. Hey, shout out to my brother Reggie T. Hey, thank you for tuning in, my brother. Hey, hey, Silky Smooth. Hey, I see you doing. You getting ready to go to work at the polls on tomorrow. Hey, and my big brother
Hey,
Bo. Bo has tuned in. Hey, Bo is in the house, y'all. Bo is in the house. Hey, real quick, 404-590-8569. That is the HOP3 line. Hey, if you have any comments, questions, or you would even like to say anything, please, by all means, give us a call, dial into the HOP3 line, 404-590-8569. Hey, we have already talked about going to vote. So if you have something to say about voting, please call in and give me your take on voting, or even just call in and let us know if you voted. We don't care who you voted for. Tell us your voting experience. Because I know, as far as for me and my wife, I know when I went to go vote, it took me 2 minutes to go vote. I saw all these stories about long lines. So don't let the long line scare you. I actually walked in and walked out real fast. I think I was there. Might have been 15 minutes. That was total time from walking to my car inside the voting poll to sliding in my ballot and leaving and getting back in the car.
I was there 5.
She was there 5 minutes. Y'all know she really wasn't there 5 minutes. Take
Yes,
her
it
5 minutes to get in the building. But okay, we hear you. 5 minutes. Um, nah, but seriously, hey, call in 404-590-8569. We'd love to hear your comments. We'd love to hear your comments.
So let me
Hey,
ask you a question though.
go
So,
ahead. I didn't even let me finish, but go
how
ahead.
have you been affected?
How I've been affected? I've been affected in a good and a bad way. The good way I've been affected is, I know folks always say anyway, um, you know, Henry, you never at work. But the reality of the matter is I'm always at work. It's just that I telework. So one of the things I've been affected by is teleworking. and we're having the capability, or majority of my time is working from home. It's been a good thing and it's been a bad thing. The good thing about teleworking is that I am actually to be here with Port and Henry. You know what I'm saying? At home, if they have a question about school, and help them with school. But the bad part about it is that while I'm working, it may be a time where I want to get up and want to go scan. I have a scanner here, but it's not like the scanner at work. So I need to scan a whole bunch of documents, and I got to sit here and scan one page at a time, or it's just not doing it as fast enough like it would at work. So that's one of the bad things. But one of the ways I've been affected, is teleworking. And hold on one second, babe. We got a line. We got a phone call.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the HOP3 line. Who am I speaking with on today?
Man, it's Day Phrase, baby.
Hey.
Hey, what up, Jay Frey? Hey, Jay Frey, I knew you was gonna call in, bro. You wasn't on the show today. I knew you was gonna call in. What's up, man? Hey, check it out, bro. And I ain't gonna let you hijack the line, but give the folks a shout out real quick and talk about voting, man. What's up, County Commissioner?
First, I want to tell no, I'm Jay Phrase. I just said who I was.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Uh, First of all, I just want to tell everyone, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming over to YouTube. We have some technical difficulties, but we here and we're not going nowhere. So first, I just want to tell everyone, and bro, you owe Silky Smooth a shirt. I'm putting you on the spot right now about that. She's following us every time we're on air. So. Yeah.
Silky Smooth, you heard it. He have spoken. Hey, I'll make sure, Silky, you get a shirt, man. Text me your size. Text me your size. Let me know. Hey, I got you.
I agree.
For real.
Hey, number one fan, Silky Smooth in the house.
Number one fan. Yeah. But tomorrow, if you haven't voted, if you haven't been one of the 90 million people in America who voted early, tomorrow, please vote. And I tell people all the time, like, yes, you're voting for president, but there's a lot of other candidates down the ballot that's important. It's just not, in the state of Georgia, you're not just voting for the president. You're voting for so many different other people. We have 2 Senate races here. We have your congressional seats. We have so many different people on the ballot that needs your vote. Everyone's focused on the president, but the president isn't the only one who affects your day-to-day life. So just make sure that you don't get frustrated, and be like, well, I don't know who to vote for, or I don't want to vote for president. There's a lot of other people who are on the ballot as well. So that's what I wanted to say.
Hey, appreciate it, Jay Frazier. Hey, real quick before I let you go, man. Hey, I'm just gonna ask you this question, because First Lady over here, she tried to put me on the spot. So I'm gonna ask you: Have you been affected by the pandemic, my brother?
Of course, I've been affected in numerous ways. Personally, emotionally, business-wise. I own a barbershop. We had to shut down for like 10 weeks. So. That affected me and also my staff. It affected them even more than it affected me. So yes, I've been affected. I've been affected from the political side, because, we had to shut down the county. Our recreation department is still shut down. So I've been affected in so many different ways. I don't even think I could, talk about it, especially, in 2 hours, and especially not in 2 minutes, since I'm just a caller right
yeah,
now.
you just a caller, man. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in, Jay Phrase. Since you just Jay Phrase. Hey, we thank you for calling in. Make sure you get out and vote, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Have a good day. Hey, I got him, y'all. I got him. Look, check it out. I got him, because now he see how it feel to be on the line and get hung up on, because he want to just keep on talking and talking and talking, and he always try to hijack the show. But he's been hijacked today. Look, I knew he's going to call back. Thank you, Justin Frazier, for calling back to the HOP3 line.
Hey, I wasn't done. The funny thing about it, I have this number on speed dial. So I mean, there's nothing but a phone call, easy little quick fix. But yeah, definitely, man. But all jokes aside, everyone go out and vote and be safe, man.
Yeah.
I just read a post and it's crazy that we're in this type of environment right now where tomorrow, people are even asking, do you even have a plan, a post-election plan? Because people are worried about, rioting and just, a lot right now. There's a lot of emotions on both ends.
Yeah.
But always remember, regardless of what happens tomorrow, God is in control.
Right.
But also be safe, and just pray, pray for our country, man, pray for everyone who's involved, who's on the ballot, from the president on down, and I've been there, on the ballot, man. It takes a certain type of person to put their name on that ballot. So, just pray for everybody right now, man.
Hey, we'll do.
But yeah.
Hey, we'll do, bro.
Hey.
And hey, thank you for calling in for real. And I'll see you next week, bro.
All right. Hey, I got one more thing to say to you.
What, you finna hang up in my face? I knew it. I know that boy, y'all. I know. Hey, so check it out. Hey, if you called in and I missed your call, I apologize. Please call us up. They're calling right back. Thank you for calling the HOP3 Experience. You're on the line with HOP3. Who am I speaking with?
This is Patricia Benjamin, Silky Smooth.
Silky!
Hello.
What up,
Hi.
Silk? Hey, you finally called in. Usually at work. Usually like, I can't call in. I'm at work or I'm busy or I'm doing this. But you always, we really appreciate you. You are our number one fan.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate HOP3 Experience. I really do. I'd be blessed during the whole time. I just, of course, I'm a true believer in voting. Also, I hope everyone who hears the sound of my voice is voting. If not, have already voted and will vote tomorrow. And also, with me being a Sora with Kamala Harris, she's my Sora.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I'm supporting my Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated sister.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yes, I have to work the polls tomorrow. So I have to be there at 4 a.m.
Oh.
So it's going to be an early day. But
cool.
Yes, of course, hearing, the other callers without you asking, basically, of course, me and Python have been affected about, with the pandemic itself.
Okay.
Because we do face-to-face with us being life coaches. We do face-to-face with our clients. So we've been on hold, and it has really put a strain on the business because that's what we do.
Got you. So with you and Brother Python there, shout out to Python if he's watching or listening in. I ain't talked to my bro in a minute, but shout out to him too. Hey, with it affecting y'all business, I'm assuming, even from like a financial standpoint, I mean, if that's a face-to-face business, have y'all been able to adapt and try, virtually instead of, or is that working out?
You still, with virtual, with being a life coach, it's more than that. You have to be face-to-face with the type of clients we have.
Okay.
You have to be face-to-face because we deal with clients who has had trauma in their life, and they're trying to get back, acclimated to the real world out here again.
Got you.
So it's not that easy.
Got you.
So we definitely have to do face-to-face because we deal with people, men and women who has been in war and different experiences, everyday people, law enforcement, military, young adults. So we're well-rounded. So it has to be face-to-face. It cannot be virtual. Wish we could, but it's not designed that way.
Got you, got you, got you.
It's
Hey,
not designed that way.
Silky Smooth, I really appreciate you. You know, ever since we started from day one, you've been on the show
Yes,
since
I
day
have
one, and you
really.
have not missed
I,
the show. We really appreciate
I,
that.
I, I try not to. I really have enjoyed it. I really do. A lot of it. Sometimes I hear a lot of. I mean, we can agree to disagree on a lot of things, but we all have our own opinion about things, and I'm glad we can agree to disagree and still
Still
um,
love each other.
move on, still, still be able to laugh and still talk, regardless of at the end of the day, because that's what it is. You have an opinion.
Wow, wow. Thank you again, Silky Smooth, for calling in. We love you, and I will have that size large for you. I promise you.
All right. Well, thank you. And you'll all be blessed.
Okay,
You
you
do the
too.
same.
Bye bye.
All right. Good night.
Hey, so check it out, check it out. Hey, I want to give it real quick. Let me go through this thing. I see Brother Watchman, which is Brother Derek Bell. He's our local chaplain. Um he's saying on one of his comments has been disappointing to see young people committing suicide during
Yeah.
this pandemic. Then he asked, who did you vote for and why? Okay, that's one. So I'm gonna get back to your question. But I want to give a shout out to Miss Incredible Jones. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Um Tessa Puckering. Hey, give a shout out to that's really Jalissa. Just say, hey Papa, I miss you. What's up,
Hey.
Jalissa? Hey, baby. Hey, I hope you're still watching. How you doing? Um, then then I have my boss, which recently retired, so I know she's living the retired life.
Hey, Miss Tammy.
Miss Tammy, how you doing? And she says she has already voted. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in, Tammy, and thank you for voting. Then we have Tammy. Glad to see your brother making a difference and continuing to bless others with your desire to make this world a better place. Hey, hey, hey. So check it out. Thank everybody for logging in and stuff. Let me finish your question. Then I'm gonna get to Brother Watchman's question. All right. Um, it's gonna go like this. So you asked how I've been affected by the pandemic before we had a caller. So it's been pros and it's been cons.
Right.
So some of the good things, that did take place in my life during the pandemic was family time. I had the opportunity to spend more time with family.
Yeah.
And when I say that is because a lot of times there's a lot of ripping and running. If anyone knows me, I know you do.
Yeah.
But for the people watching in, oh, somebody else is calling. Hold on one second, baby. I guess I'll get to that in a minute. Thank you for calling the HOP3 Experience. You're on the phone with the HOP3. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Rockstar. All the
Rocket!
way from VA.
Rocket
Hey.
calling from
What's going
Virginia. What up,
on?
Rockstar?
I, I'm in the DMV. Me and my kids are watching, and just wanted to give you a shout out, brother, and tell you I'm proud of you, and I'm glad you're making a difference. And it's always good to see people being about it and doing what they say they're gonna do.
Hey, thank you, Tammy. Thank you for calling in. Hey, for everyone that's watching in, I want to challenge all the motorcycle riders to go up against the rock star because she got all my respect. Because not only did she ride through how many? Where did we go again, Rockstar? Was it five? Was it five?
Yeah,
Was it
we
five?
did five,
Was it five?
five,
Five. Okay, five. For those that are watching that didn't go, I think it's five. Y'all got to put them fives up. We did a little trip and went through five different places through a couple of states, and it only took us a couple of days. But she was one of the ones with us. But before she went on that trip with us, she actually rode all the way from Virginia to what was that, South Dakota, North Dakota,
South Dakota.
South
Sure
Dakota.
did.
Yeah,
2 days. I did it in 2 days. So.
2 days.
I'm not bragging, it's just a little something.
Hey, look. I hope Good Game. Good Game was on here, so I hope Good Game is watching still. Because, of course, you're not bragging or nothing. Hey, I get it. Yeah, she did it in 2 days. I mean, and she's an official ground pounder. That's my sister from my club. Hey, I love you. And thank you for calling in, Rocky.
All right, well, much love to you and your better half. I want to give you guys continued blessings, and I certainly appreciate everything. You guys keep up the good work.
I will. And hey, look, and I still got your patch. I got your pen, and I got your shirt. I'm going to put it in the mail. Just text me your address later. I was waiting to see if Gang was going to head back that way, but you know how he is.
I got you.
He probably in
see-
Mexico
I
somewhere.
see you.
All
Okay.
right, baby girl. Love you.
I love you too. Bye bye.
Yeah, so old Rocky, man. Hey, she did some riding. Your mom actually met her, and mom was like,
riding.
yeah, she did some riding. She was like, oh, y'all got her riding too. And I said, yeah, she just rode all the way to South Dakota. You know what I'm saying? In 2 days.
2 wheels.
On 2 wheels, yeah, man. Them little bit of days tore your boy up. I ain't want to tell everybody, but I'm a rider though. You know what I mean? That's what I do with the 5. You know what I'm saying? The 5. You gotta have that special pin that say 5. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got one of them pins, then you don't know what I'm talking about. So back to what I was saying. So it has affected me in a good way and it's affected me in a bad way. The good way, like I was explaining, was that it gave me an opportunity to spend more time with family.
Right.
Because as everyone that really know me know, I do a lot of ripping and running. They know that I'm constantly on the go and I'm constantly, I'm here, I'm there, getting this done. I'm not a people pleaser, but I just do God's work. And God, when he touched me and asked me to and anointed me and called me to do his work, it's one of them things to where when someone needs you, you just have to go. Well, you don't have to. You could disobey and don't. But then it does something to your conscience. Oh, Game still watching. Hey, I know you hear Rocky, right? I hope call in, Game 404-590-8569. Give us a call, Game. Because I know you got something to say about that South Dakota or North Dakota trip. But anyway, so it's still it does something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what it does is that you're constantly seeing about everybody, and sometimes you tend not to see about your own family. And you're right, myself also. So it gave me opportunity. One of the good things was the take a knee and drink water and kind of concentrate on myself and my family, instead of constantly going out to eat. Everyone that know me know I love to cook. So I had the opportunity to give everybody in my house, including her, some cooking lessons. My big brother / best friend, Bo. Everybody that knows me know Bo. I was able to give him some cooking lessons because he was short on a couple of recipes. And I know some of his recipes, it may have got wet by the rain, so he forgot what ingredients goes with what. So, of course, I was able to show him how to, fix a couple of dishes during the pandemic.
We gotta give a shout out to our baby girl because she's been doing the most cooking.
Yeah. My baby girl Portrait. Hey, she has really, really surprised. Well, I ain't gonna say surprised me because she learned from me, but what surprised me is how well she caught on.
Oh, just from you.
And took off. I just told you I'm the chef. Well, what else she gonna learn from? The chef. Hey. But she has really, caught on and learned how to cook.
Yeah.
And so now she makes up her own dishes with spices and everything else. So some days I'm able just to sit back and relax, and she'll cook dinner and be like, hey, Daddy, here, I already cooked.
Every day.
Yeah, she relaxed. Like I said, I'm the chef. Then we got the assistant chef. Okay? Y'all got me.
I cook
Y'all
on
with
Sundays.
Me. Oh, yeah. Well, she do cook on Sundays.
Yeah.
I'll give her that. All right. So... But however, so that was a pro with dealing with the pandemic. It freed up some time. It gave me some time, some me time.
Yeah.
It gave me some time, just to be able to go out and ride my bike and not have to worry about other things. One of the good things, one of the bad cons, I would say, though, the biggest con for me, is dealing with all of these deaths, and dealing with people getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the cons that I've been affected by as far as when dealing with the pandemic, and also not being able to go to church.
Yeah, that's been real big.
That was huge for me. Having the weight of the people on your shoulders and having to make a decision, it went from week after week decisions to month after month decisions, on having service when dealing with the pandemic and trying to monitor the numbers and everything with the infection rate and things of that nature. But really, that has weighed heavy on my heart, especially when you have a mission that God has given you. But the good thing about this whole thing is that, the way God works, it's so amazing. It's really amazing because just the other day, last week, I had made a decision with the church, and then we had a meeting at the church, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, virtually,
right.
with the decision for the church, and then God is very funny and he's hilarious because our decision has changed, which I'm not going to go into detail here, you know, on my show with the decision that was made after the decision. So if you tuned in and you go to New Life Again Ministries, be on the lookout for a text message, because we're going to have another virtual meeting, because change is coming. And just know that it's a new life. It's a new day.
Yeah.
It's a new season for new life. Okay. And so just stand by and get ready for that decision to come out about the church. And it's something that is good. You know, we said one thing, but God works in mysterious ways. Hint, hint. So, hey, just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
So that was one of the cons for me. I got a question. I got a question too. What how can I say it? Have you taken advantage of the pandemic?
I actually have.
How have you taken advantage of it?
You know, I even with all that I have been going through, like I told you before, I kind of was losing faith. But I took advantage that time actually to get closer with God, even though I was going one way, but I still know that I need God to make it through the day. So I have taken the time out to get closer to God. I've taken a step back to look at myself, to get myself together. Um, work on myself where areas that I know that I needed to get better in. I've taken advantage of that. I've taken advantage by starting a new job, starting a new career. Um, so, I've taken advantage of family time, getting closer with my family like never before.
Got you. So one of the things I've done and I've taken advantage of with this pandemic is my alone time. I took advantage of that. I took advantage of, getting closer, even closer to God. And when I say even closer to God, because now, you just can't go out and and do the things we used to do. So I had the opportunity to be able to really, I'm not saying I never had a relationship with God by all means. The pastor got a relationship, but sometimes you need time to build on that relationship and make that relationship even stronger. So I had the opportunity to make my relationship with God even stronger. Not only that relationship, I had the opportunity to build upon my relationship with my brothers that are in my motorcycle club.
Yeah.
These last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, had the opportunity, to spend a couple of weekends with them, and really get to know them even more than I already knew them, if that make any sense.
Yeah.
So kind of building my relationship with them and for us to do things, together and as brothers, and really saying, hey, this is my brother in this community. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good thing. But as far as, taking advantage of the pandemic also was with church. And you're probably saying, well, how did you take advantage of it with the church? Well, the way I took advantage of the coronavirus with the church is that it gave me more insight when building my relationship with God on how to cope with the pandemic or preach through the pandemic.
Yeah.
That is a good series, Preaching Through the Pandemic.
Yeah.
That's y'all be on the lookout for that series right there. If Minister Lamont or Minister Lowe is watching, watch for the hook. Preaching during the pandemic, or preaching through the pandemic. It gave me an opportunity to learn that there's multiple ways to reach people besides in the building.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I think in this season that I'm going to focus on with the ministry is being able to reach people outside of the walls and outside of, face to face,
right,
but virtually. And I believe if we can master reaching people virtually, then it should be a no-brainer on how to reach them on a personal level.
Right.
So it has showed me that there's more than one way to reach people. We're so used to the traditional way of, going to the church, see your neighbor, shake your neighbor's hand, give your neighbor a high five, hug, kiss them, go by the house, and da da da. It has showed me now that you can also reach people virtually.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the advantages, that I have taken during the pandemic, is learning how to reach people on a whole nother level. and things.
One of my biggest advantage and it's just recently, but it's great, is rebuilding our relationship.
Okay.
So that's one of my biggest advantage that I've taken as well, of rebuilding our relationship, because some days, like, you could be in love, some days you could fall out of love, and but
Definitely.
we've taken this time to really rebuild our relationship, and it's been great.
Yes, exactly. And that's something that you could take from this also, is that that goes right along with family and spending time with family, with relationships. So at the end of the day, if you're married, you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, take advantage of the alone time that you have with them, and rebuilding relationships is very, it should be easy during the pandemic, because there's 100 million things that you can do to rebuild your relationship. Something as simple as, I know y'all probably say, you keep saying it, as cooking. So just being able to cook together, being able to watch a movie together, or just being able to hang out during the pandemic, that's one of the ways that you can actually help build your relationship at home. So what are some of the cons?
Um, some of the cons, not really being able to go out like you used to go, and be able to be free. Wearing this mask going out, I think, because I wear it all day at work, and then so when we go out with the family, I be ready to go so quick because can't breathe.
You say you can't breathe?
No, going in the store and walking down the aisles or something. So like when we try to get the kids out of the house, or going into the store, and you get to the door, and then think about, I forgot my mask, so you gotta turn around and walk all the way back. So it has its cons, and and making sure that everyone is okay, you know. So yeah.
So let's talk about this mask. Hey, right now, if you're logged in 445908569, I would love to hear. I would love to hear your take on the pandemic with wearing this mask.
Ooh.
Is this something that you do, or is this something that you don't do? You know what I mean? What do you think about social distancing? How are you handling the pandemic? I would love to hear from someone. So if you give us a call at 445908569 and let us know how you're dealing with the pandemic. But while I'm waiting on a call, I wanna skip back to Brother Watchman's question. Let me see if I get back up there. Let me see if I can find it. Did he erase? No, he didn't. So he said it has been so disappointing to see young people committing suicide during this pandemic. That's the first thing I want to take a moment and talk about. And Brother Watchman, if you're still on the line, you're still watching, hey, by all means, give us a call, 445908569. Um, One of the things with the young people, there are a lot of people committing suicide during the pandemic.
Right.
Because they're depressed. You have people committing suicide because they're depressed. You have people committing suicide because they may have lost their job. You have people committing suicide because of failed relationships. Because this pandemic time could be a time to rebuild your relationship. This pandemic time could also be a time that could tear your relationship down.
Right.
Meaning that some people just can't coexist for long periods of time
Right.
in the house together. I don't care what you say. You get tired of seeing that other person, and you just got to get out. And I'm not saying I hate to be in the house with you or nothing, but I still have to get out and get my own time. I get on my bike and I leave and I go.
Right.
And I celebrate going to work now, just to get out of the house, because being together sometimes, all the time, it's not always good.
Right.
For certain couples. So you got to learn that balance in your life. So I believe, people were committing suicide, Brother Watchman, during this pandemic because of various reasons. But the way you can cope and the way that you can deal with these things, you know what I'm saying, is one, talk to somebody. Like I said earlier, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to talk to someone about the issues and the problems that you're having. Go see a licensed counselor. Go talk to your pastor, talk to a friend or a family member. You know, what I've learned is, and I'm not going to even sugarcoat it or lie, you know, all the way up until today, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of talking to people, or I only have a certain group of people or a certain person that I would talk to um, about my issues and problems. But then it gets to a point to where you believe your problems may be a burden onto someone else's. You know what I'm saying? And someone else may be carrying that burden or shouldering that problem. You know what I'm saying? So you get to a point to where, you know what, I'm just going to keep it to myself. I'm not going to share my problem with no one and shut down. I'm just going to seek wise counseling from God. You know, that's one of always the best thing you can do is seek counseling from God. You know what I'm saying? Go to your prayer closet, get on your knees and pray to God and ask God for change and ask God to fix your issues, fix your problems, or ask God to help you come up with a resolution or a solution to be able to get to the other side. Um, so it has been very disappointing for these people committing suicide. You know, I hear people sometimes complaining about the job that they have. Well, really, you know, I believe that, you know, you need to be thanking God that you still have a job, because there's some people that don't have a job. You know, I know a couple of weeks ago, there was a lot of people praising God because they didn't have a job. The reason why they was praising God is because they was making all this money in unemployment. But guess what? When it first started happening, me and Justin had a show and we were talking about the unemployment. And I had specifically said one day it's going to get shut off. You're not going to continually be making $1,000 a week on unemployment for the rest of your life during this pandemic. And Lord and behold, it got shut off, you know. So now people are going from making $1,000 a week to back to making max $385, $400 a week for unemployment. I think that's the unemployment rate right now per week. And you really can't live off of that.
Right.
But one of the good news is, and I will say this, is that all these places that I've been visiting lately, McDonald's, I know I'm naming fast food restaurants, and so I'm telling on myself, but Quick Trip, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Publix, all these places are hiring people. It may not be the job you're looking for, but it's a job and it's a start. You know, it's probably more than that unemployment of what you're getting paid from that unemployment. So all I'm saying is, maybe you need to look at that and go out there and apply for, excuse me, for one of those jobs. Hey, it's 9:03 and we're going all the way till 9:15. The show is scheduled for an hour and 15 minutes today. And I promise you we're going to get back to our 2-hour shows, but it's scheduled to an hour and 15 minutes. So we're down to what 12 minutes left in the show. So if you're going to call in, please go ahead and call in now, 44590-8569, and we'll love to hear from you. So just remember, during this pandemic, but keep in mind also, you know what I'm saying, not only is there jobs out there for you, there's resources out there for you to help you cope during this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? People are committing suicide at a high rate right now, but you don't have to. You're not alone. There's somebody that loves you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I used to always tell my wife all the time. And hold on, we have a caller. Thank you for calling the HOP3 Experience. You're online with HOP3. And before we get started, can you please turn down your device that you're listening to the show on? Cool. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking to the Watchman.
The Watchman. What's going on, brother Derek? Watchman, how's it going?
What's up, man? Pastor, all is well.
Oh, man, I'm so glad you called in. Watch. Hey, check it out, man. So I was just going through and talking about, you know, your comment you left about these young men or these young people committing suicide during this pandemic. And I was explaining, you know, to the viewers that, you know, there's a lot of resources and there's a lot of things that we can do to help people that are experiencing this depression from the pandemic, or just experiencing these problems from the pandemic, you know. And I was telling them, I believe it's relationship issues, financial issues, you know, that's contributing to these suicides during the pandemic. And right before you call in, so I'm gonna finish saying what I was saying, then I'm gonna ask you a couple of things. But right before you call in, like I was finna explain to them, I was just telling my wife not too long ago that We always have to love people. We always have to tell. Every time I get off the phone with someone, 9 times out of 10, unless I forget or you make me extremely mad, and sometimes even when you make me mad, I always say I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what that love you may have changed that person's mind in doing. You never know what kind of day that person is having. So at the end of the day, when I get off the phone, I say I love you, you know what I'm saying? Or you just calling to encourage someone, or you're sitting there, you call someone and they just talking. They may just need someone to listen. So for all the viewers out there, just always remember when you talk to somebody, you never know what they're going through. So you need to talk to them with love. I know this is not cookie cutter, and I know that this is something that's not going to happen every day because you may be angry with the person you're talking to on the phone. But try not to go to sleep angry. Try not to go to bed angry. Try to love them through whatever it is that they're going through, and just let them know when you get off the phone, hey, look, I love you. Thank you for talking to you. Even though if you just had an argument, hey, I love you. Talk to you later, bro. Talk to you later, sis. Love you. But anyway, Watchman, what's going on, brother?
It's always good hearing your voice, Pastor. It's always good hearing your voice. So,
Man, it's always good talking to you, man. Hey, what's some advice you could give some of the listeners out there for these young people that are committing suicide? How are you dealing with this pandemic, man? How are you contributing?
just encouraging words. Love is the key, regardless, like you said, regardless of what we do. But even though I look at it as if fathers are still being fathers and they're not at the home, they can still encourage their children about what's going on in society. A lot of times, kids don't know how to cope. They're saying we're leaving it up to social media to teach our children about what's going on in society. And we can't do that. We have to spend time and give them one-on-one time, because their view and perspective on life itself is a whole lot different than someone maybe as my age, 59 or 40 to 35.
Man, you're
they
not
look
59.
at things through a different lens, and at that point in time, they have to learn and explain to them. We have to try to have them understand what's going on, but also bring it down to their level and to have them understand on how they can cope with society. And if you're a father and you're at home in your own house, your first ministry is your home. So that teaching has to come from the prophet, priest, and king of the home.
Yes.
So for those that love Christ Jesus, so we already know that. And for those that don't, I always say love is the key. Build a relationship with the Lord and Savior. So I believe that the source is just love. The source is just teaching. What they hear is not always the truth, as we know. We live in this world, we're not of it, and teach each other about love.
Hey, did you log on to the show earlier?
I did.
So you saw what my devotion was over on. Changes how you see instead of what you see.
Yes.
When you're talking about everything is not the truth, that's one of the things, with that devotional is change is how you see instead of what you see. And I believe that was a devotional that was a right now word, you know what I'm saying, in this season, even dealing with the presidential election tomorrow. Change is how you see instead of what you see. You know what I mean? Even going in tomorrow, everybody might not catch that right now. They may be laying down and be sleeping in their bed tonight, and it might hit them in the head. You know what I'm saying? But they need to understand, change how you see instead of what you see. And dealing with the election tomorrow, you asked me who I voted for and why did I vote for him. I really want to say out loud what I did, but I'm just going to refrain from saying it publicly for the simple fact I don't want to. I do not want to. I don't want to influence someone to vote the same way I voted. And the reason why I say that is because everybody got their own minds made up. You know what I'm saying? Or they might say, well, Pastor voted for him, so that's who I'm going to vote for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to vote for who they say they're going to vote for. But I will say this. When you're going to vote tomorrow, you need to vote for what best fits you and fits this world. And what I'm saying is that Donald Trump may fit you or Joe Biden may fit you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you need to fit what best fits your world. What you believe in, and not only what you believe in, but you need to vote on what affects you. You know what I'm saying? I had this argument all the time, even we'll just go back when Barack Obama was in office, you know, and I ask people, what has Barack Obama did for you directly? Meaning, how did his policies affect you? How did Donald Trump policies affect you? How did Bill Clinton policies affect you? You know, how will Joe Biden's policies, or what will he do to directly affect you? So we have to look at that and ask ourselves that question, and not just go off of social media and go or roll with what the crowd is rolling with. You know, a lot of times we tend to roll with whatever the news media or whatever somebody else say, instead of going with how it directly affects you. Now, I don't want to say who I voted for, but since you're on the line, did you go ahead and vote already? Did you vote early, brother?
You know, I voted already. You know, right across from the fairgrounds. I did that a few weeks on a Sunday. Man, it took me 10 minutes in and out.
You know what? You sure do. You know, I was over there by your house not too long ago. My son bought a dragon. They had the Repticon, exhibit or whatever at the Gwinnett County Fairgrounds. Mm-hmm. We went over there that Sunday with good game. And I ended up leaving there. My son bought this little bearded dragon, ugly looking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but he decided to, man. You know, hey, that's what you want.
My grandson has 2 of them. I don't know why either, but that's what they're into, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know who paid for it, right?
Yep, granddaddy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how I go, bro. That's how I go, man. I already know. Hey, I really appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna have to get you on the show one of these Mondays, man. For everybody who don't know, this is the Watchman that's called in. He's very knowledgeable. He's a man of God. He's a true brother. He's a man of his word. Hey, and when he says he's gonna do something, he actually does it. So I will categorize him in the group with he means what he say and say what he means. Hey, so again, bro, hey, I really appreciate you calling in. I love you, bro.
Love you too, man. You and your wife, man. Blessings to you always, bro.
Same to you.
God bless me. Hey, so we're down to 3 minutes. So quickly with the last 3 minutes, the phone line is now closed, even though I know someone's going to call in at the last minute, but the phone line is now closed. It is 9:12. So real quick, I just wanted to go through, you know, a quick, the 2-minute warnings, like I usually always call it. And with the 2-minute warning, baby, I just want you, since you go first and I go last. Can you encourage the people or send out an encouraging message or about voting, about the pandemic, about life, about something? You have a couple of minutes. Go.
Okay, I just want to encourage everyone once again, to just go out and vote. Just like the HOP said, you know, go off when you go and vote for who you want to vote. Don't go off of what you heard from social media or what you heard on the news. You know, go with your heart. Also, I just want to encourage everyone during this pandemic, pray. You know, just keep prayer. Always check on your loved ones. Again, when you get off the phone, make sure you tell that loved one that you love them, because you never know if that's the last time you're going to be able to say you love them. And I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And it's your turn, babe.
Hey, so real quick, I just want to say this. Hey, I want to drill this in your head. And what I'm drilling in your head is change how you see instead of what you see. Yeah. Change how you see instead of what you see. So everything is not always what you see or what you think it is. Okay. So you need to start making change within yourself. You need to start looking at every situation in a positive light. Stop looking at things in a negative light. Start looking for the good in everything. Hey, in the military used to tell us, hunt for the good stuff. So change how you're looking at the situation, you know what I'm saying? And see what it is for what it is. During the pandemic, we lost some loved ones. God bless the ones that we have lost. But I will like to say this. I'm praying for each and every one of you. I'm praying for those that have been sick. I'm praying for those that are recovering. I'm praying for the families that have lost a loved one. Also, real quick, I'm praying for my sister. My sister just was in the hospital. She just got out of the hospital. Thank God that she's doing okay now. Thank God she is recovering at home. So thank you, God, for that many blessings. Yes. Thank you for my family. Make sure tomorrow you get out there and vote. It is 9:15 and I am out of here. God bless you. Have a good night. I love you all.